Guys, today we have some really bad news. If you guys have been following the channel, you would know that I just left on an amazing trip to Africa. If you've seen those videos, or haven't seen them rather, go after this video and watch some of that content or some of the other content on the channel. This video isn't the most exciting, but if you guys are keeping animals of your own, whether it's reptiles, dogs, cats, these animals usually do have health issues before we go, so we ultimately, as the reptile or pet owners, have to deal with losses. And before I left on my Africa trip, I saw one of my baby chameleons not looking so good. I'm not sure if he was sick or if he was just really stressed out by the other baby chameleons in the enclosure, and ultimately he has passed away. I just found him in the enclosure and it's a really sad thing. But if you guys have not seen the baby panther chameleons, take a look at what they look like when we first got them. So those are all of the baby panther chameleons, about to get all their colors. When we first got them, they were so tiny, and I only have one left actually, because the rest of them, they went back to the guy who originally caught them. After I raised them up and got them well started to where they're a substantial size, I've given them back to him now that he has the time to care for them. But we have one, if you guys saw the last video, we have one male that we are going to be keeping, and he's getting his little blue colors in. Let's see the enclosure and see what I'm talking about with this other chameleon though. So we're here at the enclosure, and Sean, if you push in here on the bottom, you could see what I noticed today. This guy probably passed away a few days ago after I put the crickets in, but with so many of these little guys in here, I was never really taking them all out and stressing them out to count them. I just assumed that they were all okay. As I would throw the crickets in, you could see there's a ton of crickets here. If I scare them like this, look at all the crickets. Oh, one just came out. Little guy, get back in here. This is what can happen, as I said, ultimately, as you are keeping reptiles, especially babies. When you're raising little babies, they're so fragile, and I'm lucky that we were able to raise basically all of the other ones without any issues, but this little one hasn't made it. But out of respect for this little guy, we are going to be burying him today just in the yard here in a special spot that we pick. I'm not exactly sure where we're gonna put him yet, but it's really sad. I would have loved to see how big and colorful and amazing this guy looked. I'm pretty sure it was a male. When they're really young, it's kind of hard to tell. We have our other guy in there, which we'll get out in a second. I know it's not the most exciting video though. Let's see where this guy should lay to rest. So we found a shovel. It's a little bit broken, but it should be good enough. I'm getting a phone call here. Who is calling me? One of my friends. We're gonna leave that because we have more important things going on. Beautiful banana tree here. We've got the dragon fruit behind us, and we have picked our spot under this tree over here to lay this guy. Sadly, this guy couldn't make it again, but I think this is a good spot here, and it's a spot where nothing should mess with him. No other animals should be digging this up. We're gonna dig our little hole here. So we have our hole now, and we are going to lay this little guy down in here. I'm sorry if you guys have a hard time watching this. You can go check out other videos on the channel that are more happy and uplifting and funny, because that's usually what we are doing with the animals on this channel. But this is something that happens in this line of work and with this lifestyle of owning animals. And I just want to be straight up with you guys and straightforward, because this is what happens in my life, and I know in a lot of your guys' lives as well. We have to deal with the joy of these animals, but we also sadly have to deal with the losses, and today we are dealing with the loss. So we're going to close this hole up. We've basically got all the dirt back into the hole. Just try to scrape it back in here. We'll pack it down gently like this. So that is a job done there. Really, really stinks. Would love to have seen what he would look like when he was full grown, but let's go get the other little chameleon that we have and see just how beautiful he is. And here, oh, there he is right on the back side. Were you about to eat some crickets? Lots of crickets in here for him. Look at this little guy. He is just getting bigger every day, and he's probably gonna do a lot better without all of his other ones in there. Chameleons do get stressed out. Now he's in the light, but as I was saying, chameleons can get stressed out by seeing each other, and in the wild, when they would be babies, they'd all be born in the same spot, hatch from their eggs, go up into the nearest tree, and from there, every day they'd be spreading out further and further. We had all these little babies, and to feed them and have them drink with the water spraying every day is very hard to have them in different enclosures. So we kind of had to keep them in one larger enclosure, and that was the way that most of them did okay. But again, there are tragedies as we had to deal with earlier. But this guy is doing really good. He's getting all sorts of blue and green colors. We saw him in one of the last videos as I was talking about what happened with the coyote. And if you guys want to check that out, you can check that video out on the channel. But this guy still needs a name. So comment down below some little name suggestions for him. I'm not sure what type of panther chameleon he is. There's a lot of different locales and a lot of different colors they can get. He's probably a crossbreed because he is wild caught from a property where there's all sorts of different locales. But it looks like he's getting some bluish green colors there around his face and other parts of his body. So if you guys want to see just how beautiful he gets, subscribe to the channel, like this video if you did somewhat enjoy it. I know it's not the best thing to watch, but again, it's something that happens. Please hit the notification icon so you guys can be notified about the next videos, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Peace.